I'm joined live from Singapore by David Cohen, Director of Asian Economic Forecasting for Action Economics. Hi, David. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, good morning.
Well, David, you can't really fault growth of 8.8%, can you?
No, and I think that the entire world is probably thankful that India is showing such strong growth. Together with China, they will continue to serve as a very helpful engine for world growth, even as we see the problems lingering in the United States and Europe.
I mean, as you refer to there, I mean, exports account for about 1/5 of India's growth. So, it does beg the question, will India manage to weather a slowdown, not just in the US, but potentially in China and other leading economies?
They certainly won't be immune. Their economic growth did slow down over the past 2 years in the face of the global downturn, but they kept growth going quite nicely at better than 6% in the face of the worst of the global crisis, a reflection of the growing incomes that you refer to, supporting domestic demand, particularly the consumer spending.
Well, inflation, David, does seem to be the big concern, as many Western economies talk about the fear of deflation. India has the opposite problem, inflation. Does that mean further rate hikes? We've had 4 since March. I mean, is number 5 on the way in September?
I think that would be expected. As you said, the inflation pressure has been building, and certainly with growth at this pace, the economy can tolerate a little bit of monetary tightening and still register solid growth that the population needs.
Talk to me, David, about the global economy. I mean, we've thought long and hard about it, especially in light of the Jackson Hole Symposium in Wyoming over the weekend. Data in the US does seem to be deteriorating. I mean, how worried are you about what's happening in the United States right now?
Certainly, there is a lot of uncertainty clouding the outlook for the United States. The frustratingly slow improvement in the unemployment rate, but I think from the perspective of the global economy, as long as the United States doesn't fall off a cliff into a serious contraction, the continued growth in Asia should be able to sustain global growth at a respectable pace. I mean, just look at the German exports. They've been doing quite nicely, thank you, this year, in part because of the demand from emerging economies like China and India and Brazil.